ever have a need for a quick skirt, then this is the video for you to watch. I'm going to show you how to make this really simple, quick, easy skirt in 5 minutes. You can't go wrong with that. All that's coming up next on Sewing with Nyler. So let me tell you a little bit about this fabric. I bought this at Joann's on a clearance rack, and I couldn't leave it there because it was like $1.29, I think, per yard. I thought it would be enough for me to make a couple of skirts for my 2 tween granddaughters. And what I like about this fabric is it's a seamstress dream. I mean, you can't make a skirt any faster or any quicker than this. Look at this. It's already got the pleats. You don't have to hem it because the edges are already finished at the bottom, and it has a waistband already attached. It's an elastic waistband, so it stretches and it gives. So you know what you got to do? Run the seam down the side, measure and run the seam. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you how quick and simple this is. Like I said, 5 minutes or less. Okay, you start with first the waist measurements, and one measurement is going to be 23 inches and one is going to be 29.5 inches. So once you got your measurements, the next thing you do is take your measuring tape, and you're going to start with the elastic section, and you're going to measure. Now you got to allow seam allowances, so if your waist is a 23 and I'm going to allow the 5/8, which would be 1 1/4 inch, so this would be 24 1/4, and then this one you're going to add 1 1/4 inch, so you're going to be 30 3/4. All right, so the first one we're going to do is 24 1/4. So I'm going to measure 24, and do not stretch it. 24 1/4, and that's putting it right about where I had my pin. So I'm going to move the pin to right here, 24 1/4. It's right there. So, and I'm going to lay this out so you can see how to cut it, because you want to make sure that the fabric is straight, that it doesn't have any wave in it, and it doesn't, you know, kind of wave on you and move all kind of way. Keep the pleats nice and straight, and this tells you where you need to cut. So I'm going to use the chalk pen and put a chalk mark right there to remove the pen, and that's going to tell me where I need to cut. Simple as that. And you can use one of the pleats as your marker to make sure that you get your cutting line nice and straight. Like I said, it can't get no easier than this. And now I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to turn it this way, because I'm cutting off the excess, that little extra piece we don't need. Same thing here. You're going to cut, and again, I'm using a pleat as my cutting line, letting me know I'm getting it absolutely straight. Like I said, you can't go wrong with that. So what you're going to do now is turn them on the right side facing each other, and you want to put a pin at the top, and this is very important. You definitely want to put a pin at the bottom. Since you're not hemming this, you want to make absolutely sure that the bottom seams match up exact, because we don't want to add any extra work than we have to. And when you do that, everything else pretty much lines up, so you just pin it. And now you're just going to stitch it. And to do the sewing, you're just going to do a 5/8 inch seam allowance. I have a marking here on my machine that's a 5/8. So I'm just going to remove the pin, back stitch, and I'm just going to stitch straight down. And now that's all the sewing that you do. Now what we're going to do is we're going to serge the ends. Since I already have black thread on my serger, it's just a matter of running it on the serger and cutting out the excess. And now the seams have been serged, and you can see the cute little skirt. When you flip it on the right side, you've got the seam on the side, and as you can see, the seam pretty much disappears right in the fabric. You don't even see the seam. I just love this. This is just a cool fabric, and it's just a very nice sewing project. So our skirt's finished, and I just paired it with a very nice dressy blue top so that the black would pop on camera and you could actually see it better. But I think it turned out rather nice. Nice little flower belt with there with the elastic band. And you see there are no seams. You can't see any seams in the sides because, as I said, the seams disappear. So I think it turned out good. What do you think? So the next time that you need a quick dress and you've only got about 5 minutes, pick you up some of this fabric that already has the waistband attached to it and just sew a seam right up the side. Simple as that. And there you'll have a very nice skirt. So I hope that this project has been helpful for you, and I hope that you try it. Happy sewing!